Taoiseach, our party leader, Simon Barrett.
Thanks. And I want to begin by the greatest tree, who is Pascal against the world in the studio, making the case.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is just over 40 hours until the polls open in the general election, and we are ready for battle. And can I say this? Now is the time to put the shoulder to the wheel like you've never done before. It is the time to knock on more doors. It is the time to drop more leaflets. It's time to look the voters in the whites of their eyes and respectfully and humbly ask them for their #1 vote for Fine Gael, and ask them to continue their preferences right across the Fine Gael ticket, because this election really matters. And Sharon Tolan, and we want to win the seat here in Meath West with Linda Nelson Murray. Because people are hurting. It's been a difficult time. I was asked a very valid question last night about, how come people don't feel economically well off in their own life when the country's economy is going well? And we know the reason for that is the inflationary crisis, the worst in my lifetime, that we're living through and coming out of. So people are rightly putting politicians through their paces. They're rightly thinking very carefully before they get the Pion Louis and put the #1 beside anybody's name, who deserves my vote in this election? And what I'm respectfully saying to the Irish people is this. Fine Gael has a plan for your future, a costed plan, a sensible plan. Take Sharon Tolan here to my left.
He has ensured that we have 400,000 more people working.
Mary Lou McDonald last night kind of just seemed to wish away the Trump presidency. Now, whether she wants to wish it away or not, it is the reality. President-elect Donald Trump won the US presidential election. He will be sworn into office in January. He will lead the United States of America for the next 4 years. And yesterday, he talked about putting tariffs in Canada, Mexico, and China. Last week, Ireland was on the front of the Wall Street Journal in terms of our trade relationship with the United States. These are real economic challenges, and we'll overcome them. We'll overcome them together. We overcame Brexit, we saw our way through COVID, this party helped pick the country up off its knees during the financial crash. We can overcome these things.
Choice. I made the right choice.
To make sure that the fares for commuters on public transport were revised to be much more fairer, because you recognised the unfair burden that those costs were placed.
We have far too many people who are not housed. We have a housing crisis. Sinn Fein has a 5-year plan to sort it out, and we're asking people to come out. We saw things that we would have considered unthinkable and things that cannot be. It does boil down to the choice of 5 more years of Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil leading the government, or the opportunity for a new beginning and for politics of solutions.
And these are central policies to protect Ireland and to ensure we underpin.
I have no intention of getting ahead of myself or people getting ahead of themselves about talking about rotation Taoiseachs and all of that. There's an election to be won here. There's votes to be fought for. There are seats to be won. Far too premature to be talking about that. The most important thing will be a programme for government. Policy has to be the issue. Within the cost. And I think it wouldn't be a positive, forward-looking. Well, I'm very clear. I've said it already that in 2020 I said we wouldn't go in with Sinn Féin, and we didn't. And we didn't engage in negotiation with Sinn Féin. In 2016 I said we wouldn't go into government with Sinn Féin, and we didn't. Despite overtures from Sinn Féin, we didn't engage. And I'm saying on this occasion, very clearly on the policy front, in terms of the economic model we have in this country, I think Sinn Féin would seriously undermine the enterprise economy we have. Very negative towards the European Union, to say the least. And I think what we would have Sinn Féin. One area of competition in terms of number of independents running into... Yeah, I mean, there are concerns. We're a small open economy. We depend on free trade. We thrive in a free trade environment. If a tariff war was to emerge, I'm not saying it will, by the way, between the US and Europe, that would be problematic. There is no point in saying otherwise. The green, the loom, of this Tommy come stuff in nothing gone counter.
Hello, How are you? How's it going? Good. How are you doing?